Okay, so we will officially, yes, we will officially start.
This meeting is being recorded.
I heard that. So if everybody could please get a strap and blanket, and we will start in lying down on the floor. With, before you get all the way down there, make the strap into a loose loop, so you put one end completely through the buckles, like that. And then go down to the ground and take take the loop around your right foot. Now lie down on the floor and make sure your knee and hip line up. And this will be a thigh stretch. So protect your back from bending by reaching your buttock muscles down and tone your waist, please. Tone your front body up toward your back body to prevent your low back from bending as you bring your foot in like this with the strap. Make sure your thigh is straight back, your knee is pretty much straight back from your hip. And so everybody can join in, get that loop around your right foot. When you get your foot up there, you can put your forehead down and take your strap a little further up. Take your left forearm across and take your forehead in your left hand. And as we all practice tonight together, you're going to press your right thigh down. Reach through all the front of your right thigh into the floor. Reach out through your knee. And experiment for you with how much you can bring your foot in toward your right outer hip. You can keep using the strap, or you can take your right hand to your foot and use your elbow, bend your elbow to pull your heel toward your outer hip. Reach your thigh into the floor and reach some length through your lower back so it reduces the back bend or normal curve. And this makes the stretch just focus on the front of your thigh. Take a few breaths in there. Feel your way into the 6 main muscles in the front of your thigh. Most of them start up high in the top of your hip point and all the way down to your knee. Reach out and stretch all those muscles of the front of your thigh. Release that leg, that side. Roll over to your left side, and please put the loop around your left foot. So you can come to sitting to change that. I learned some things from watching my teachers more do Zoom, and it's the left and right can get kind of confusing. So maybe tonight I'll start to play with just saying the other side. So everybody just, of course, do the opposite side we just did. So take your other foot up, roll it in, and keep your foot toward the outside of your hip also. Same back actions, pull your seat under, pull your waist up, and you may like to take your right forearm down, take your forehead there. Keep working your leg that's bent, whichever one you're on, down. And whether you got a lot of walking in the last 2 sunny days, or you were sitting, working a little more at your desk, these are so great to help stretch out and open up legs. See if you can find your stretch all the way from the top of your pelvis, that bony structure we call the hip point. see if you can reach all the way down from there, which is where the fascia starts for these muscles. And then there's a little notch that's actually kind of like the lower hip point, but that's where you'll see if you can find that region up there in your pelvis all the way down to your inside of your knee and maybe around your shin, below your knee. And stretch from the top section around your pelvic bones all the way down through your knee. Push your knee a little longer. That's right, release that side. Okay, please come back up. Now this one, while you're getting your blanket, make a roll in your blanket. And if you could please use a roll like a towel or a blanket to roll it up like this, and you'll need another block too. So this is what we lovingly call calf smashing. It's wonderful after walking and hiking. So you take, it's going to look a little bit like Virasana. So you take the blanket like this, and 4 blocks, walk forward. Then we're going to take this blanket and smush it up right inside our knees. So let's see if you all can join in and smush that in there. And then start to sit back. So your feet are on the floor, the top of your feet on the floor, and you put that blanket right there between your knees. Inside your knees. So I set up like this, and I've got my feet adjacent to the blanket on the side of the blanket, and then this other one is right up inside my calf. Now sit back, and you've got a great massager for your calves as you lean to your right, one side, and then the other side, and then the other side, and you've got this amazing massaging going on, sometimes kind of intense. Back there. Now come up a little higher and move that blanket roll just down 1 notch. We're going to do a total of 3. So move it down to the second level, right in the, there's 2 main calf muscles, and one of them has 2 lobes. So it's the same muscle but 2 sides. And then there's another one that is in the middle and also goes deeper. So rock side to side, get right on those deep calf muscles. Then if you could please come up and take that blanket a little lower down. You're almost on your Achilles tendon, but not quite. So smush that calf fascia. And this is really amazing. A lot of this section is fascia between what we feel like is the lowest part of our calf and the heel of your foot. Smush that up. Woo! We all feeling this? Because I am. Woo! Side to side. See if you can sit for a moment there. Then come up and we'll do another calf stretch that's is the blanket roll. So roll the blanket up tighter again. It's the stand on the blanket roll one. So roll it up tight. Then start to get it set up. Use some furniture or the wall for balance. And stand on this blanket. Then if you could please stand up there with your heels off the blanket, lift your toes, and lean your heels toward the floor. That's right. Reach down. Lift your toes up. Push the front of your feet and try to get the front of your heels down. Bend your knees. And when you bend your knees, you're getting one of the calf muscles there as you get that heel really low. It's the same one you would get if you hung your heel off the stairs. Now if you can, go up a little higher to keep the neutral curve in your low back, which is slightly in, and straighten your legs. So take your arms a little higher to have the balance of low back curve and legs straight. So from below your knees, reach up through your sitting bones, straightening your legs. And from your sitting bones, reach down and stretch your hamstring muscles down through the space right below your knees. And you probably feel your calf here too. Push the front of your feet. Now lean back so you're not on the blanket at all, you're just on your heels. Keep reaching your toes up, like your toenails up. Yeah, we feeling that? I have one family member practicing, I don't hear any. Oh, yeah, now lean your front of your feet on the roll and keep making your legs straight. Step off the roll, and please move toward a squat. So we're going to take the blankets, please take the blankets back so your heels can be on the blanket. So get set up so you have a little lift in the back of your heels. So you guys work on that while I switch mats. It's easier to see the blankets where the mat is. So if you have your heels of your feet up on this blanket, and then you can come to a squat here. So again, the squatting is a deep thigh stretch too. Sometimes that's too much for certain knee situations. You can be up higher and still get a nice stretch across the front of your knees. So we're going to be doing these thigh stretches, calf stretches, twist, which are can be hip opening, and of course the back of your legs and more hips. This is a stretch for your back too. So as you pull your navel to your spine, keep breathing with the right amount of tone for you, and stretch this fascia, your fascia, all the way in your back down through the length of your seat. Draw your sternum back toward your spine, spread your shoulder blades. So there's three things. Besides all the leg work, you have three parts of this back stretch: navel to spine, low ribs back toward your spine, sternum back to spine, and all that stretching your back. Hold those three areas strongly and in and back, and strengthen them as you cause more stretch through the back of your body. Okay, let's come out of that. Let's practice another cool back stretch I love. This is called Marsyasana A. I believe that's the name of it. Please don't turn me into Sanskrit police if I got that wrong. So bend your right knee, just bend one of your knees. I'm going to try not to say right and left so much. So it's going to look like this. This is the one where you lean out and fold out like this. So please take something behind you, like a block or blanket, for your other hand. So you're sitting up high on enough height that you keep your low back neutral. That's a nice low back curve. Take the leg that's straight, take that same arm back, and the opposite arm lift up, and now lean inside your bent knee, turn your arm in, and use your bent inner thigh to help pull you out a little further as you take that arm around behind you. I'm going to show you from the other side. So keep working that, and this becomes a back stretch. If you want a different view, I turn this arm in, my palms out. I use this leg to almost knock myself over more. Sternum back, navel back, back stretching. Draw your throat back some, almost like you're holding something, and then you can even tip your forehead down slightly. Some of you may like to even take your hands back together or use a strap to hold your hands. Keep reaching your bent knee into that shoulder, almost like you're trying to bring that shoulder across toward the leg on the floor. Keep working the front of your belly strongly, and stretching your back deeply. Come back up, switch sides. So take the other side. I'm going to show on this side first. Arm back, lift up this arm, and turn it in as you reach out. It's not really about a leg stretch yet, it's back stretch. So if your leg's very stiff, bend your knee some and get more into this on purpose whole spine flexion. So work with your body to cause your back to fold. Instead of just folding over, cause a fold on purpose with strength in your front, like you would do a really strong crow pose, like we have to pull in and drive back. It's like that. So pull your navel back mainly, but keep breathing. Pull your low back under. And add in whatever else you can strengthen in your front to make the front of your body shorter as you press this inside leg. I'm going to do the other side just because for good measure, so I get both sides. Press the inside of that bent knee onto your arm to help move you over more. Shorten your front, lengthen your back, and you might even take your hand back as you fold. Knees bent to create more of a back stretch. Okay, let's come back out of that. Great, now let's take a hip stretch. So sit on the blankets, take your right foot out in front and your left foot crossed over, the shins cross in front. This is called Sukhasana. Still have my low back integrity, my hip points tilt down, low back in. Take a moment to get that set up. Work the outside of your feet really strongly so your feet are the top of your feet are more 90 degrees from the top of your shin. It's more of a angle. So start to lean forward and keep your low back in neutral this time. So we create the emphasis more on your hips than your back. So I'm going to lift my low back in, so my sitting bones reach back. And then I'm going to lean forward, and you all can join in. My upper back can actually round a little bit, making it pull up toward the ceiling, making it more neutral spine. Low back is concave, the upper back is slightly convex. The more you lean forward, of course, the more you'll feel your outer hips. And eventually you can soften that neutral spine. You can take your forehead down slightly. Let's come back up. Switch sides. Take your other leg in front. And set up first with that neutral spine and take it out. Really feeling this. And it doesn't matter which side we started with, just make sure we switch sides. Eventually, once you start out with your back long and sitting bones back, you can lean a little more out over your legs, a little tilt of your forehead down. Great, let's come back up. And please take both legs out in front. This one is Marchiasana 3. So you're going to take a block under your one leg, and I'll just pick any leg, and bend the other knee. And the bent knee side, the arm goes behind you, lift up the other arm, and take it across. Reach down the bent knee, outer hip, reach up through your chest, and rotate. Press your leg and your arm and your arm onto your leg. As you rise up, slide out through the bottom leg, making it longer, and move from that side you're turning from. Move from the opposite side of the bent knee, turning. Breathe into your chest, turn and stretch. And here's where a lot of us are now kind of wondering. Let's say my yoga teacher said yesterday this phrase, she said in controversy, but I think it could be controversy about how much do we tone our belly while we're doing yoga. Well, here there's a way to experiment. Can you still breathe and let that belly be open enough to breathe, but let some of it be strong enough to support the physical challenge a twist is. There's sort of both. It's sort of toned and it's open. Turn back around to the front and switch sides. So that move the block underneath the leg that's straight. The other arm up, reach up. This spine position though is all in neutral, and it's actually slightly in whole back concave. So I've got in, up, then take the elbow across your leg. Press your leg into your arm to your leg. Use the leverage of your leg onto your arm to help turn you from the opposite side. Turn and rotate. Stay in there, keep finding the right amount of tone in your belly for you and the right amount of ability to breathe. The twisting opens up space for breathing. So you want to keep breathing as you twist. Oh, I almost fell over. So, because I had the block underneath the wrong hip. The block's under the leg that's straight. And that gives this other hip that's bent a chance to reach down. Keep the knee that's bent across your middle. And turning, twisting. You know, one side in the belly is easier to turn. For me, I have it easier. I'm over on the right side. I think it's a little easier to turn from the right side. Twisting is so great. It's good for the digestion, good for nerves. And here we're also getting so much of the back stretch and also getting your hip stretch. Turn back around to the front and then switch sides. So go back. Actually, let's go to hands and knees here. Pass your hands and make your index fingers parallel. Make downward facing dog. Reach back, lift your knees, lift your sitting bones, lift your heels. Start to straighten your legs in downward dog with your heels up, sitting bones way up, like that. Release your head. Heels up, legs straight, all the way. Squeeze the muscles of your